Hello, Ben Mankiewicz with you. Thanks for watching 31 Days of Oscar on TCM. Tonight, Oscar Goes Bad with a lineup of Academy Award-nominated crime pictures. Up next, a harrowing black and white film based on a real tragedy, a crime committed in America's heartland that shook the nation due to its apparent randomness and undeniable callousness and brutality. From Columbia Pictures in 1967, In Cold Blood. As the film begins, we meet two men recently released from prison, played by Scott Wilson and Robert Blake, as they head to a small farm in Kansas, planning to rob the family living there, the Clutters. The men believe the Clutters have a considerable amount of money locked in a safe. In Cold Blood is based on Truman Capote's massive bestseller published in 1966. Significantly, though the story of the Clutters is true, Capote's book is a novel. It's not a piece of journalism. You'll see it referred to as a nonfiction novel, sort of a hybrid. Capote created conversations he couldn't possibly have known about and developed characters in a way far more consistent with a novel. That said, he captured a great deal of reality. Capote exhaustively researched the book and subsequently formed a relationship with the lead investigator and with one of the criminals, a relationship that likely crossed several lines of ethical behavior. That story took on a life of its own, became the subject of a 2005 film, Capote, with Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of the great actors to ever grace the screen, winning an Oscar for his portrayal of Capote and all his eccentricities. There was also a 2006 Capote film, Infamous, starring Toby Jones and Daniel Craig. In Cold Blood, directed and adapted by Richard Brooks, set out to mirror the stark documentary-like tone of Capote's work. Brooks resisted studio pressure to cast the big stars Columbia wanted, Paul Newman and Steve McQueen. Brooks shot in the actual locations where the crime took place, giving the film an eerie sense of reality or neighboring reality that's challenging to recreate on a soundstage. Brooks also kept Capote far away from the production. The writer wasn't even allowed to look at the script and had to trust Brooks's artistic vision. Luckily, Brooks knew what he was doing and produced a picture that fed into America's growing obsession with true crime stories. In Cold Blood picked up 4 Oscar nominations. Brooks earned 2 of them for writing and directing, and the other 2 went to Quincy Jones for his score and to Conrad Hall for his cinematography. Here's the film from 1967, In Cold Blood. For the 40th Academy Awards ceremony honoring films released in 1967, the Academy combined its cinematography categories for the first time since 1940. Previously, separate awards have been given for color and for black and white films. Among the nominees for 1967, In Cold Blood was the sole black and white picture. Its cinematographer, Conrad Hall, ended up losing to another story of killers on the run, Bonnie and Clyde. After consolidating the cinematography category, a black and white film didn't win an Oscar until Schindler's List, released in 1993. Monochrome tones have made a comeback in recent years with a pair of black and white films winning Oscars for Best Cinematography, Alfonso Cuarón's Roma from 2018 and David Fincher's Mank from 2020. Coming up, a bank robbery goes off the rails one unbearably hot summer day in New York. From 1975, Al Pacino leads the way in Dog Day Afternoon. That is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Dog Day Afternoon, then Shaft, and later, The Window. Open up to Oscar tonight.